What's up, everyone? Michelle Alexandria coming at you with a quick, not a review, but an impressions video of my new 77-inch LG C1. And I'm going to be upfront. I don't like this TV. I like about 85% of it, but as a LG fangirl, I'm very disappointed in this TV. And I'm going to talk to you about it for a few minutes. But before I begin, I had dental work last month, so I wasn't able to talk, and I'm still kind of healing. So if I sound a little weird today, that's why. So I'm going to try to make this video kind of quickish. I'm going to start with what I like about the TV. The sheer size of this TV is amazing to me. I always poo-pooed the idea that 12 inches would make that big of a difference. But coming from a 65-inch CX, I can tell you, the 77-inch is amazing. It is so immersive now, and I'm blown away every time I turn on this TV just by the sheer size and scope of it. I do think the picture is about 80%, I would say about 60% better than my C10, but there are a couple of key areas where the picture is a lot worse, and one of the main reasons why I'm returning it. I do think the colors pop a lot more on this TV than it does on my C10. I think the colors are a lot richer. I like the motion. I'm not one who notices motion unless it's really bad. So on my C10, I think the motion is pretty great on my C10, and I think the motion is pretty good here. I use the motion features, so that's why. I like the cinematic. I actually use natural motion on the C1, not the cinematic motion. I think the cinematic motion makes things look a little bit herky-jerky, but the natural motion is really smooth. And why does this TV keep automatically switching back and forth? This is one of the things that's kind of driving me nuts about this TV. It is so flaky, and it's just flaky as heck, and it's driving me insane. I hate the new OS with the fiery passion. It's about as bad as I thought it was. Look how busy this thing is. And I recently reset my TV, so because I was trying to calibrate it using Cowman, and I just can't figure out how to use that stupid application and the meters and all that crap. Every time I try to use it, it just looks like a mess, and I have to reset the TV, so I give up. Trying to get accurate colors, and I'm not one who likes accuracy. I like my colors to be bright and punchy, but I like knowing that the colors are a little bit more accurate, even if it's bright and punchy. So it's kind of like, and I'm not a huge fan of like actual true calibration, because I think it washes out the colors and everything. So yeah, I think overall the picture quality on this TV is a lot better than on my C10, but I don't know if that's because of the size, of the sheer size difference. It makes it feel like it's more immersive or not. But this goes to my main issue with this TV as well. While I do think that the picture quality in most respects are better than my C10, in some very key areas, it's a lot worse. For some reason, with this TV, the faces are really fuzzy, and I've been fighting with this TV for an entire month, trying to get rid of the fuzzy faces. Like when you watch the full screen backgrounds, the background colors and everything else, and the scenes themselves, in the full screen view, everything is sharp and clear. There's a sense of three-dimensional pop to everything. However, the faces are really, really fuzzy, and I can't get rid of the fuzziness around the faces, and that drives me nuts. So one of the things I noticed in the last couple of days was I am one who uses, and I keep accidentally hitting buttons on this TV. The remote is horrible. So one of the things I noticed was I am one who actually uses all the various picture settings. So I use the AI Picture Pro. I use the AI. I use all the AI settings on this TV, and what I noticed was when I turned off the AI brightness setting and the auto genre selection, that cleaned up the faces a lot, but the faces were still really fuzzy. I do like the auto picture pro mode. I think that works fairly well on this TV. But yeah, AI brightness settings and auto genre, just don't use it. It made the picture look really kind of terrible. And I don't know why this TV keeps automatically switching inputs. That's something that's been happening a lot lately, and it's annoying. I don't like the menu system. I don't like the menu system at all. Things are just randomly changed around and put in new places for no real reason. So when you go, and I can't even really point to any clear examples, but like the support session is very limited now. So when you, in the past, you click support and then everything was under support. Like you had, you can easily access your brightness controls. You can easily access your energy saving functions. You can easily access all your device functions under the general support or additional options tab. Now you have to hunt and peck for stuff. So you have to go into, and it's not entirely clear either, because you go into the general and you have like your AI services, which is fine, but then you have devices now separated out from system, and you have to go into devices, and you just have like TV management, and there's just a lot of unnecessary clicking and hunting and pecking you have to do, and I hate that. I can't stand. Let me go back to the home menu. I can't stand this home menu I can't stand it. I really can't stand it. It's basically a lot of promotional stuff, and in fairness, I'm signed out of it. So the recommendations aren't as recommendations. But one of the things that drives me nuts about this is now LG forces you to dial into the mothership just to download an app. In the past, under WebOS, I can go into the app screen, download my apps, and keep it moving. Now when you go into apps, and this behavior isn't consistent across all apps either. So I think the apps that are built into OLED come pre-installed. You don't have to dial into the mothership on those, but anything else, if you're installing a new app, like say I want to install, let's say Redbox, because Redbox isn't a pre-installed app. It now forces you to dial into the mothership. It says I need to log into LG's ThinkQ service in order to install an app now. Why? That's an unnecessary step. I don't understand why I have to do this. So I hate that aspect of it. The remote, I hate the new remote. I've always been a fan of the old LG remote. I know a lot of the so-called professional reviewers crap all over it, but I love it. I feel like it's comfortable. And why does it keep switching to the game, to this input? It's driving me insane. The navigation just makes no sense to me anymore. Whereas in the past, it was always logical. And the thing I really loved about the old WebOS was it didn't kick you all the way out of everything that you were doing. If you accidentally hit a button, it didn't kick you out. The worst thing that would happen is you would get your row of tray. You see, you would get your row of trays at the bottom. You would get your row of trays at the bottom. It would pop up, but you would still stay in the program you're watching or the screen you're on or the input you're in. It didn't kick you out of stuff and take you somewhere you didn't want to go, where you have to go like 4 or 5 steps back just to get anywhere. This is driving me bat as crazy. I hate it. And the remote itself is horrible. I'm someone who is in the early stages of arthritis because I'm old, I guess. So comfort in my hands is pretty important to me these days, and the remote feels ergonomically off to me. It's long, it's thin, and all the buttons, the travel, all the buttons feel really hard to press, and they don't travel well. Whereas on the old remote fit nicely in my hands. They were very springy and easy to scroll and click around. And with the new remote, it's very hard. And actually, after just a couple of minutes of using the remote, my hand starts to hurt, and I hate that. Also, they rearranged the button. They rearranged some of the buttons on the remote for no real reason. So now, where the settings button used to be, is now the the mouse button or the input button. So now every time I go to click the settings button, I accidentally hit the remote button, the input change button, and it just takes me to this annoying home screen. And it doesn't even do that like it's supposed to, because yeah, it takes me to this annoying screen, and I really hate this screen. And because I can't get the picture this set properly, I find myself, this TV just fights with me, seems to fight with me every step of the way, and I spent more time in the last month playing around with settings than actually enjoying my content. And that's just a buzzkill. Now, as for the gaming features, I love the gaming features, but I'm not a super gamer. Even before I started having arthritis in my hands, I've never been a super gamer, although I do own both consoles, and I'm the type of person who wants all the features. I'd rather have all the features and not use them and not need them than have none of them miss key features. So if I went with the Sony TV, like I said, I own both the PlayStation 5 and the Series X, and the problem is, if I got a Sony TV, I can't plug both my consoles into the TV in order to get 4K 120 FPS on my games, and that's pretty annoying. I would have to plug in my Xbox Series X into one port, and then the PlayStation 5 into one of the 4K 60 ports. Now, granted, I'm not anal about my gaming, so I can't tell the difference between 60 FPS and 120 FPS. However, I still want the feature. I don't want to give it up. I still want the feature. And then if you're looking at the game bar, people rave, and this is funny because I beat this game several times when it first came out. I love Batman Arkham Asylum. But it's been over, and I'm going through a third playthrough of this game, and it's been over a year since I last played it, so I completely forgot my controls. I spent literally 3 hours in this damn room on Saturday trying to figure out how to get out of it. And I'm like, how do I get out of here? It's driving me nuts. I don't know how to get out of it. Here, I don't even know how to look up I gotta look up a video on how to get out of this room. It's driving me crazy. But the game bar, while I love the concept of the game bar, and I have to open up another remote here. So I love the concept of this game bar. It's pretty awesome idea. However, this would kick up my ADD because I will always be like trying to change stuff because it's so easy. I can just go in here, I can change everything. Ooh, what if I use FPS mode? Ooh, look how bright and punchy that is. If I use standard, if I use RTS, how differently can I make this game? And instead of playing the game and simply enjoying it, I will always be here fussing with all these settings. So while I like it and I appreciate it and think it's pretty cool to have everything in one spot, all of these functions are pretty much available on my C10 except for this thing. This thing is pretty cool. The automatic presets for the type of game you're playing, that's really cool. I love this. This is pretty darn neat. But is it something I would use every day? No. But I could also easily see myself obsessing over it. So I wouldn't buy a TV strictly for that. Now, on to the picture quality. I already said I think the colors on this TV are better than on my C10. And I do like the motion on this, but the drawback on this TV is the faces are really fuzzy. I haven't been able to get rid of the fuzziness on the faces, while the rest of the image looks amazing. And I don't know if that's because of the size difference or not, but the rest of the image looks amazing. I just can't get the I can't get the faces properly dialed in. That's the main reason why it's going bad. Also, I think the upscaling on this TV is a lot worse than the C10. The C10, for the first time ever, I'm noticing posterization on older content and on stream content. I'm noticing a lot of posterization on various things I'm watching, especially on Netflix. I've noticed a lot of posterization, whether it's using the built-in apps or using my Apple TV or whatever. I'm just noticing a lot of posterization, a lot of fuzziness around the picture, and I'm on a one gigabyte Ethernet port, so it's not my internet connection that's causing this. And watching it on my C10, everything comes in crisp and clean and sharp, but it's not on this TV. When you're watching regular 4K content from my Blu-ray player, it looks fantastic, except the faces. It's still coming in fuzzy. The other thing is I'm noticing a lot of black crush on this TV, and I've never had an issue with OLED black crush in the past, but on here, this is beautiful. This is exactly what I want. See how beautiful Batman's cape is here, and the backgrounds and everything. It looks perfect to me. This is what I want. But in a lot of content, I'm noticing a lot of black crush. So for all of those reasons, sadly, this TV is going back. I think maybe I just got a bad panel, because when it was delivered, the box was all tore up and the guy was dropping the TV and everything else. And I told him, what the hell are you doing? Why are you sending only one man to try to carry a 77-inch TV? That's ridiculous. So yeah, Best Buy is coming today to pick this TV up, and I actually ended up getting the Sony A80J, but I'm going to tell you now, I'll probably end up returning it, because I'm just going to have FOMO next year when they finally do implement all the features I want. But I also want to play around with the Sony A80J just to satisfy my curiosity to see if it truly is better than the C1 and the C. And I really want to play around with Sony's acoustic surface sound system to see if it really is better than the soundbar. And I also want to play with Bravia Core. And Best Buy, and because I'm a Best Buy Total Tech Support member, I have 60 days with the Sony A80J. So yeah, I'm going to give it a chance to wow me. But the problem is I've never had a good long-term experience with any Sony product. My $1,000 Sony soundbar is a piece of crap now. My PlayStation 5, since the last update, is broken now because it keeps automatically turning itself on. I'm hoping if I hook it up to the Sony A80J, it'll be better. I also like the idea of having both. I like the idea of having maybe the Sony A80J here in my living room to be my movie TV. And if the lack of gaming features really bothers me, I can always hook my consoles up to my 65-inch CX in my little game room, and have the best of both worlds. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, that's my impressions of the LG 77-inch C1. Thank you for listening, and I hope you guys have a great day. If you leave a comment, please don't mention burning. I'm so sick of idiots in there. Oh, I feel burning nonsense. I don't care. If you feel burning, don't buy the damn TV. That's all. No one's forcing you to buy it. So stop with I will buy this, but the burning. So I don't care about burning. So anyway, talk to you guys later. Bye.